This video is for my fish and wildlife students, so if you're not one of them, just keep scrolling. We have our fishing pole set up in our stand. We have our first eyelet marked and taped in the right location, and now we're going to start wrapping. We're going to take our thread from our spool, wrap it around the rod, making sure our loose end is towards the eyelet. Then we're just going to start spinning our rod, and we're going to make sure the thread coming from the spool is going over that loose end. Now that we have our loose end wrapped over at least 5 times, we're going to take our razor blade, set it right next to the string, and just pull that string back over the blade and cut it off. And now we just keep wrapping until we get close to the eyelet. Be sure to use our burnishing tool to keep our threads nice and tight. Now we're getting to the trickier part. We've wrapped it all the way up to the eyelet. Now to get it onto the eyelet, we're going to put our string up on the eyelet a little bit more. We're going to wrap it a few times. We're going to keep burnishing it down with our burnishing tool here. We're just going to keep wrapping it until we have enough on the eye. Now we're just going to keep wrapping it until we get up to the tape. Now you can see we have enough thread on our eyelet that we can go ahead and remove our tape. So we'll just give that a cut and take it off. All right, we're getting close to the end here now, you can see. So now we're going to take a different color of thread, make a loop out of it, stick it under our thread here. We're going to wrap that a minimum of 5 times. More is okay. All right, we have the loop wrapped a minimum of 5 times. Now we're going to take our fingers, pinch the string. We're going to cut it from the spool, leaving us some extra. Take the piece we just cut, put it through the loop. And then pull through. All right, we've pulled it through. Now we have our string here. Set the razor blade up against it. Pull the string back over it to cut it. Burnish it up so we don't see that spot anymore. Then we just do it 6 more times and we're done. We have all of our eyelets wrapped. Now it's time to epoxy them. First we insert our rods into these rod spinners. Then we're going to use these syringes to take 3 milliliters of the resin and 3 milliliters of the hardener. Put them in a little cup and mix them together. Take our epoxy with a paintbrush and set it on our thread. And just cover the whole thread area in epoxy. Wanting to be sure that we get underneath the foot of the eyelet and the end of the thread so it gets all sealed up underneath there. You do that for all 6 of your eyelets and leave them on the rod spinners overnight, and they should be hardened up by the next day. And now we're on the last step for our fishing poles. We're just going to install the tip top. You're going to take your razor blade and cut yourself off a little bit of our tip top adhesive. You're going to put the adhesive into the tip top, take a lighter, and melt it down into it. And you're just going to put it on the tip of your rod. Making sure you get it lined up with the rest of your eyes. And that's it.